But what everybody voted for was Jinnie's Harvest, which surprised me because we kind of just did a deck very similar to this with Cemetery Tampering and Dreadhound, but this one is a little bit different, playing some stuff we didn't play in the last deck, and specifically a combo. We've got Jinnie-Faye, and what we can do is we play Jinnie-Faye and then play Ghoulcaller's Harvest. And if Cemetery Tampering and all these other like self-mill things, Dreadhound, Undead Butler, Deathbonic Sprout, Teachings of the Kieran, Eccentric Farmer, Old Rutstein, there's a bunch of them. If all of those have put enough creatures into your yard, then you get a bunch of 2/2 haste dudes that don't have Decayed. That's actually, I thought maybe they would still possibly have Decayed somehow, but they don't. That's good news. And you can mill a Ghoulcaller's Harvest into your yard and still play it later, which is kind of important. Hugely important to the deck. We have Cemetery Tampering in here, which leads to a couple of cool lines. We can still play Dreadhound for free. Mostly what we want to do, but we can also play either Jinnie-Faye or Ghoulcaller's Harvest for free. If we have a Jinnie-Faye on the table already, playing a Ghoulcaller's Harvest for free with a Cemetery Tampering is fine. That's cool. But if we don't already have a Jinnie-Faye, it kind of sucks to play a Ghoulcaller's Harvest. But I guess if you have a Dreadhound, it's good to play a Ghoulcaller's Harvest for free. But it always sucks to be looking at a Jinnie-Faye in your hand and not be able to, play Ghoulcaller's Harvest for free during your upkeep and get all the 2/2 haste or whatever. That hurts. But, if you play Jinnie-Faye for free, that increases the chances that you'll have the 5 mana required that turn to play a Ghoulcaller's Harvest out of the yard. So sometimes you'll play a Jinnie-Faye for free, pay all 5 of your mana, tap out to play a Ghoulcaller's Harvest, get in for 10, whatever, it's fine. So deck is kind of cool. There's even turns where you have a Jinnie-Faye and you have 7 mana. This happens a couple of times in testing. Doesn't happen all the time, but you can basically play Ghoulcaller's Harvest twice. Once from your hand and then once from your yard. And just win if you have a Jinnie out, so that's cool. Rutstein and Tangled Forehedron along with Prosperous Innkeeper are all kind of rampy stuff to help us get to the Dreadhound naturally. Eccentric Farmer helps us find lands, which is kind of important. Kazandu Mammoth, Tangled Forehedron, and Black Bloom Rogue, which is a bad magic card, you're correct, chatter. Or commenter, whoever you are out there. These are all bad cards, but they're also creatures, which is important for Ghoulcaller's Harvest. So that when we mill stuff with these millie cards, we actually mill creatures rather than lands in our yard. I think we have something like 26 lands in our deck if you count the MDFCs. So still just enough. We got Gloom Shrieker in there to help get things back if they mill into our yard for whatever reason. Same thing with Undead Butler. Lurch will help us get stuff back from our yard. If, say, a Jinnie-Faye or a Dreadhound goes in there and would really rather have that. Right. We're trying out Teachings of the Kieran in this deck. I've talked about this card like 4 times in the last 6 months or so. I famously do not like this card in decks that need to mill themselves but also need to play creatures. You see, that's why we're on 3 Ghoulcaller's Harvest rather than 4. This card doesn't work with itself. If you mill a Ghoulcaller's Harvest into the yard, it doesn't count towards Ghoulcaller's Harvest. We're also playing Cemetery Tampering, which doesn't count towards Ghoulcaller's Harvest. And we're playing Teachings of the Kieran, which doesn't count towards Ghoulcaller's Harvest. So, but I've decided that this is good. It's 2 bodies on 2 for 2 mana on 1 card. That'll help us get later into the game, right? Exiling stuff from yards is good on the second mode. Making our dudes bigger is fine on the first. It should be okay. We'll try it. I'm going against my own gut here playing this card, and we'll see how it does tonight. Prosperous Innkeeper is also a neat little combo with Ghoulcaller's Harvest. Gain a lot of life, help us keep him stay in the game and all that. So, Old Rutstein is an all-star in this deck. Really interesting that if you have a Jinnie-Faye and a Rutstein, it really doesn't matter what token this thing makes. You'll get whatever you want off Jinnie-Faye, so that's cool. Agadeem's Awakening has some obviously interesting lines in this deck, especially if you have enough mana. So a lot of cool stuff to do, and again, it's fairly similar to a deck that we played recently. But Jinnie-Faye is the big addition, and that leads to some really busted stuff. One of the worst things about playing this deck last time, I'm still not playing Egon, by the way. Don't at me on that. We could probably fit in 1 or 2 Egons. I'm not doing it. You could make a point that the throne is good, right? But I'm not doing it. Sorry about that. One of the worst things about playing this deck last time was being able to cast Ghoulcaller's Harvest and knowing that the opponent's going to have a turn to either have or draw the Meathook Massacre, the Shadow's Verdict, Doomscar, whatever. So in this deck, theoretically, we have more of a chance of just being able to crush our enemies and see them driven before us, all in one turn, Conan style, so with haste. So we'll see how this works and if Jinnie Faye is a real improvement to the deck, because there's a lot of stuff besides Ghoulcaller's Harvest that works with Jinnie. I was just hating on Teachings of the Kirin, but we get 2 tokens from that, so good with Jinnie. Prosperous Innkeeper token, good with Jinnie, right? So Old Rustine, obviously, decent little combo again. So cool stuff. We'll see if Jinnie Faye adds like this huge new dimension to the deck. It allows us to stay in a little bit longer. I guess this is fine. Kind of hate that we're sort of forced to play tapped Black Bloom Rogue. This is on turn 3. We can't play it on turn 1. We have to play like Lair Hive in the first 2 turns. Awkward. I was actually wondering if I should even put these creature lands in the deck at all. But I think later on in the game, we'll probably be happy to have them. You could also say that there was a trick in the last game where I could have blocked. It wouldn't have actually saved us, but I guess I had a layer to block. But I think we were still dead, so it doesn't matter. Weaver of Harmony. Oh, God. It's green-white. Enchantments. Oh, no. That is doom. Do I actually want to play the Black Bloom Rogue tapped here? Yeah, I think I do. What's Teachings? Oh, my God. Just the best decks. Anybody that gives me crap for playing in unranked, I should just play in ranked, because we just play against the best decks anyway, don't we? Played against Esper 3 times last stream in unranked, and I still got a comment where someone was like, "Oh, are these games even in ranked?" It's like, we're playing against Esper over and over, so they might as well be. Battle for Bredegard. You don't see that every day. Ooh, there's a Jinnie Faye, and we got a Harvest in our hand. That's interesting, isn't it? That is interesting. Let's go green mana. Butler. Still need a 3rd green for this Jinnie. Why don't you love me, Jinnie? Harvest is at 2 right now. That's fine. So you'll automatically grow next turn? Yes. Okay. Cool. Wonder what the chances are of keeping this Jinnie out. You know, do they have a Circle of Confinement or Borrowed Time? I remembered it on first try. I'm really bad at remembering the name of that card. Borrowed Time. Terrible at it. I wonder if they have one of those. Here's another Weaver of Harmony. Oh, they're setting something up. They're setting something nasty up, dude. Do something nasty to you, Sherman. Big Sprout. It's a 4/4. There's a Cemetery Tampering. That's dope. That's really good. Let's play that. Need some lands, guys. Dreadhound or Jinnie Faye? That is actually tough. I think I want the Hound. That's just bound to be better overall at some point. So I would imagine their goal here is probably, they don't have to lifelink something, but you know, lifelink would be a big plus. But eventually they'll hit Michiko's Reign of Truth and, you know, double its trigger and just make something enormous, give it trample. That'll be the idea. And that's gonna hurt when it happens, because it will. Well, it will totally happen. All right, they're gonna use their Weavers to make a buttload of tokens. Is the I believe the technical term for it. Watch their board here. Bam! Look at that. Bam! I'll give them a nice for this, because this is pretty cool. Look at that. Look at that. 8 tokens in one shot comes Spirited Companion. It's all their mana, but that's a lot of tokens. So many tokens. My Kingdom for a meat hook, right? Let's mill the 3. Creature card was exiled this way. How many? Yeah, I don't care. I don't really care about making Death Bonnet bigger. Gotta play this as a land, I think. We're really trying to get to this Dreadhound here. And we need to get a 3rd green mana for the Jinnie Faye. Really need a 4th green mana. Really, I probably should have put in another green source somehow in this deck. Whether it was like a Kazandu Mammoth or something. No attacks. In turn, how many creatures are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halo Fountain. Oh no. 5. So it is rounding up right now. I can't get rid of a creature. Just out of curiosity. Man, that is cool, isn't it? That Battle for Bredegard, double the triggers with Weaver, then actually win the game off of Halo Fountain. It's dope. That's dope, man. Opponents are really getting to do all of their fun stuff off of us tonight. What do you have? You just want to untap these two things and draw a card. You don't care that you lose them? I guess. Unless you don't lose them. You still have 2 mana out, so something cool could happen here. Well, you just want to draw. That's fine. We might lose. We might lose to, like, the Halo Fountain thing. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is it, 15? Yep. Oh, boy. Let's mill the 3. You get a creature out of that. Silly. So silly. So silly. So silly. At least we can cast the Dreadhound now. That'll help. Ghoulcaller's Harvest in the yard. A couple of creatures milled. Ghoulcaller's is at 4. Green Source next turn is fun, but they have a lot of blockers. But still, even with all their blockers, Dreadhound will help. But maybe we'll run into Borrowed Time or something here. They could still have that. Restoration comes down. They're going to get a basic Plains, put it in their hand, then play it. That is value, son. Well done. Well done. Maybe they just want to use the rest of their mana on drawing a card with Fountain. Oh, there's Borrowed Time! Damn it. Okay, and they take our Hounds. Oh, cool. Super cool. So cool. Alright, let's take that action. Maybe we'll get a free Hound this turn. Yes, we will. Let's go. Would have been nice to have 2, but, you know, whatever. Bling Blang, put him at 16. Exile a card with Death Bonded Hulk? Probably no thanks. Let's decline. Black Source. It had to be a green source, Arena. You jerk. You little jerk. Look at that. Look at all that open mana. Nothing. Nothing. Well, let's see if they have another Borrowed Time. If they don't, it's going to hurt them. But they still have a lot of cards in their hand they haven't played, so I'm guessing Borrowed Time. But maybe they'll use Borrowed Time on the Dreadhound. Maybe they'll do that. Maybe they will. See what they discard here. Don't you want some value, kid? Don't you? Don't you want to discard a Circle of Confinement? Oh my god, I knew it. I called both of them too. I don't know why I spoke them both into existence. They take the Jinnie because they're not dumb. Okay. Very not dumb. Maybe that just means they also have a Borrowed Time for the Dreadhound, which would be too funny. Way too funny. They copy Circle a few times. They're going to take our Butler and probably our Kieran. Yep, they take our Butler. So stupid. Death Bonnet. Okay. That's fine. God. We need to draw the Boseiju for that. Although the Boseiju is another green source, but I guess now we need our Jinnie more than anything. Because if we Boseiju, we can still, still do it. So let's go. Let's draw the Boseiju. Here it is. We're drawing it this turn. They start getting in. They want to make a guy, but it's going to cost them a life to do that. Here comes Spirited Companion. Interesting. Why Spirited Companion? Why that specifically? What do you, like, have? You just want to draw a card. Maybe if we kill their Spirited Companion, they get it back somehow. Maybe that's the idea. I can take 3. I don't trust it, right? I don't trust it at all. Still have open mana and stuff. Well, they won't have anything that can, like, deal extra damage. I really don't think, but, like, still. Cemetery, do we want to do it? 21 cards left. Ghoulcallers is at 6. I'll decline. Rutstein, huh? Is the Boseiju in our yard? It is not. That's interesting. It really is. The aggressive line here is actually to Rutstein first and see if we get a treasure. Watch us mill the Boseiju here. Don't do it. Okay, Cemetery Tampering. It's fine. Would have gotten a free card off of it, but it's kind of whatever. Now, we can also dump the Harvest into our yard. Draw an extra card with the Blood Token. If we draw a Jinnie, we can't play it. I think we Harvest. We just try to win off Dreadhound here. No tax. In turn, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on board. We're at 17. We're going to untap 2 dudes to draw a card. That's cute that they can use the Weavers to boost, you know, enchantment triggers. And then untap them with the Halo Fountain. That's very nice. Let's see like that. Like that a lot. We're getting our comeuppance tonight. This is what should have happened last time we played Cemetery Tampering. Just like lose every game. Is there a meat hook in the deck? Nah, there should be. But again, I worry about playing these decks that need to have a lot of creatures in them for Ghoulcallers. And then playing a bunch of cards that aren't creatures, like Cemetery Tampering, Ghoulcaller's Harvest, Teachings of the Kirin, Meat Hook Massacre. But the deck probably does need likely a 2 of. They're coming with this again. Alright, they're going for it. They really want to come with Spirited Companion. Why? Why is that? One might ask. That's fine. Why do they want to do that? We'll just neutralize with the Rutstein and see if they do have something. I doubt it. It's like, what is this last card in your hand? Surprisingly, they didn't untap a guy. Maybe they'll tap Weaver of Harmony to get a bunch of creatures here. Still, it's EOT here, so they can't, like, borrow time even if they do draw cards with the Halo Fountain. They draw a card off of the Announcement. That's why they attack with 2 guys this turn. Surprised they're not attacking with 1/1s. Okay, Wedding Announcement procs. They got a bunch of big boys. Still have to survive another turn. We mill a Cemetery Tampering. We could be getting free cards off of those. It's not mill. I think we're fine. There's an Undead Butler. Can mill with Butler, and that's okay, right? Maybe it'll give us 1 more creature off of Harvest. This turn's Harvest. Boy, it'd be sweet to have a Prosperous Innkeeper. We milled a Jinnie. We got a 10. Let's go attacking here. I gotta lose some guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure we probably just win. I'm fairly certain this is it, but who knows what they've got up their sleeve. They draw a card rather than make a guy. That's a little strange, but they can get just as many dudes this way and they draw the card, so we'll see what happens. I mean, if enough creatures die, we win. So there's that. Alright, so they're not going to lose their dudes here. We will lose our guys. That's 3. There goes 7. They go to 1 if they let these guys through. So we may die on Crackback, but we do have a creature land. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's basically 5 blockers. It's still going to be tough, guys. It's down to the wire. They double up their trigger there and get another 2/2. Oh boy. They go to 1. And then they die from our decayed dudes. So we'll say good game. I just completely forgot these dudes were going to decay. That sounds stupid. Alright, we did it. We did it. We actually pulled it off. Alright. Opponent goes first here. And boy, we're not looking great on the land front, are we? Oh my god, and then we draw a green 1-drop. Jeez. Arena's hilarious. The jokes just never end tonight, dude. Red... oh, I wonder if this is the land destruction deck. That would be funny. That'd be really funny. Reno, man. This really has it in for us. Let's try and keep a Tangle Floor Hedron out. If they Spikefield Hazard it. I guess it won't be so bad if they do, but boy, do we need the layer. Comes to Play with Fire. All right. Whatever. This is the deck, by the way. Play with Fire in an Is It deck right now signals that this is Arcane Bombardment. I know it, dude. I know it's that deck. Yep, Expressive Iteration. It's so funny. We're gonna do it. They're gonna like all the opponents tonight. Tonight we are here. Here's what we are tonight. Tonight is our night because we've had some successful nights lately in the arena, on stream. We've had some great nights, haven't we? Winning with decks that we shouldn't have won with in a million years, right? So tonight is the night that we are, you know, I don't know, like the punching bag. You know what I mean? Like tonight is that night. We've had way too much like fun lately. Arena can't let us keep doing that, right? So tonight, all the opponents are going to do their fun stuff against us. Our Halo Fountain, Battle for Bredegard, Weaver of Harmony deck opponent is going to be able to do whatever they want. Our, you know, Destroy All Your Lands with Cleansing Wildfire opponent, they're going to do whatever they want. It's going to be fun. Tonight, we get to be the conduit for opponents getting to do fun stuff. And, you know, cool. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people get to be able to do cool stuff. It's been us lately. It gets to be the opponent tonight. Totally fine. Let's try and resolve a Jinnie Faye. Let's see if that works. It should come down, but will it stick around? Can we do it? Can we do it? Come on, Jinnie. Jinnie, stay out. I just want, like, a token off the teachings. So, Kinzen makes 2 guys, EOT. Okay. Why not? Why not? You know? Good card. 5 mana. Burn down the house. I imagine they don't have it, though, because they made 2 tokens. Yeah, they Royal... Ah, Royal Eruption. They want to make absolutely sure they get burn cards under their Arcane Bombardment. And they get to play it next turn. They come in with their 2 1/1s. If they get an untapped land, they get to play it next turn. Do kind of want lands, so the farmer is really tempting, but then we can't do like anything else. I think I'd rather double spell. Plus, I guess if we do this and get an Undead Butler on the table... Then, wow! The self-mill put a Jinnie and a Dreadhound in our yard. So now we really need an Undead Butler. Like, a lot. Another Dreadhound goes in the yard. Lord. We got a 21 off of Innkeeper triggers. Let's say go. They'll just play an untapped land and Bombardment here, and we're going to be in trouble. So much trouble. We can do this. Oh, why are you digging around in our yard? What are you doing? What do you have that affects our graveyard in your blue-red deck? Oh, okay, Invoke. They're looking at their yard. Also pretty good with Bombardment, isn't it? Pretty good. What are they? Royal Eruption. And they're going to play with fire. Kill the Innkeeper with the play with fire. And what's the iteration looking like? Going to get their land drop off that? They got 3 mana value off of 5 mana, but it's good. It's still good. It's 3 mana value well spent. They get the Royal Eruption. But they can't play it this turn, so whatever. Rutstein puts a Caller's Harvest in our yard. We got a blood token. What do we want to make bigger? Let's make sure the Rutstein is out of the way of any 4 toughness removal they might be playing. Seems good. Farmer first. Let's get these lands going. Besage in the yard, but I guess it doesn't have any good targets, so that's good. Takenuma. Takenuma's awesome, actually. Let's play Kazandi Mammoth as a land. We can use the Takenuma to get back one of these cards, so that's cool. I think Dreadhound might be important, but I don't know if we're going to get enough turns to make Dreadhound important. So. I guess we'll see, won't we? Let's bang in. Trade tokens. Opponent goes to 14. I have blood token up, but I don't really want to get rid of the mire. Iteration again. Wow, good stuff. They only have one blue source, by the way. I think maybe they took out the land destruction stuff and just put in more burn things. Yeah, magic missile. So I guess they'll just go face with. If they kill the undead butler, I'll be happy with that. Maybe they'll kill the farmer. So far, though, I felt okay against this deck, but this deck is going to explode eventually. Here comes Chandra. Okay. Chandra's cool. Have you dropped a land yet? They add a red and deal 1 to us. We go to our starting life total. And then they Royal Eruption the farmer. That's all their mana. So what happens to Missile? It exiles. Okay. Redstein gets us another blood, man. That's just not doing it. 3 blood tokens is really bad. Like, blood tokens is the worst thing you can get off of Redstein. So that really doesn't feel good. Attacking Numa now. I don't care. Maybe we should play more than one Takenuma in our deck. If I could play the Shrieker now, I would just do that, but I can't, so. Let's get back Hound, and we play Rogue as a land to ensure we can actually play Hound. But that could still be an issue, right? Let's get in at Shandy. They let her go to 1. That's fine. Hopefully these blood tokens do a thing at some point in this game. Opponent's giving us all the time, but the problem with that is that we're also giving them all of the time. Put us at 19 with Chandra's ability. 8 mana, I mean, that's a lot. Watch out for another Invoke Calamity. But again, I really feel like this has got to be a Bombardment deck. It's got to be. I really doubt we're going to take these 3 creatures all the way. And they're smashing 2 of them. Good lord. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. Really wish we'd have gotten more value off of that Redstein in the meantime. 3 blood tokens is just awful. It's really bad. Our turn. Death Bonnet Sprout. Dreadhound. Tap out for that. We get 1 ping, it's a Redstein. The other 2 were lands. Let's put Chandra on 1. Sega. Maybe they can remove the Dreadhound. It's potentially possible, I guess. Alright. They minus Chandra. Or actually, it's a plus, isn't it? Yeah, they're both pluses. They +1 Chandra to exile the top. It was not a red card. The Ignis Inspiration Us. What do you think they go get? Teachings? Mystical? Or whatever it is. The draw 3. Whatever the card is. I always forget the name of it. Teachings of the Arcades. Now they get an Introduction to Prophecy instead. Okay. Scry 3, then draw. Scry 2, then draw. For 3 mana. That's going to about tap them out, but not quite. 1 top, 1 bottom. They drew whatever they scried to top. Played a land. 2 open mana for the opponent, huh? Well, we can cast Harvest here. And still have mana for Death Bonnet. It's pretty good. We can also Teachings. Mill some cards. Maybe get some mills or hits off of a Dreadhound. I'm going to Harvest. I want to force them to have removal for the Dreadhound as quickly as possible. Should I Sprout? Yeah. Alright, that card is not a Draw or Disruption. Let's pressure opponent's life total. I'm going to dive in front of the Dreadhound, I'm sure. Yep. Go to 12. Go to 11. If they don't have removal for the Hound, then it's a problem. They have to kill us this turn. I feel like if opponent drew Bombardment, this game would be a little different. Hope we get to do something with our blood token next turn. That's what. If we get another turn, maybe they scoop up. Exile the top. It is a magic missile. That's cool.
Just improvise.
Even if they kill 2 of our guys, still going to put him at 9. What is the card here? A burn down the house wins us the game almost. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Alchemist's Gambit. Oh, why not, right? I mean, oh, no, they paid full price for it. Cool. They get just a free turn. All right. Let's exile the top. Is it red? Yes, it's a Kessig Flame Breather. Nice. I like that you're playing that card. Iteration number 5 for the game. It feels like. I think it's number 3. I think we pulled another one off here. I think we did it. Delver, huh? I did not expect to see Delver of Secrets here. I gotta say. Play with Fire the Death Bonnet. Flame Breather us for 1 there. We get a ping off the Dreadhound. They go to 10. They scoop because, you know, if they forgot Dreadhound was around and what it does. So as soon as they took the ping, they're like, ah, I can't win ski. Opponent goes first. What are these lands, man? What are these lands, dude? Help. I don't understand. That's fine. Isn't it? That's not. It's probably not. Opponent goes first. That's not good. I'm going to do it, aren't I? I'm itching to press this button. Let's go. Oh, let's see. Oh, we got an untapped land. Oh my goodness, that's so good. Oh, we got an untapped green source. That's the best news I've ever heard. Opponent on Bant over here. That's not good news. They foretell a card. Also not necessarily great for us, I have to say. Well, get to the Dreadhound as quickly as possible, or put as many cards in the graveyard as I can for Cemetery Tampering. Go ahead and get on board, all that. I don't know. We'll see how Teachings does in this spot. Faye goes in the yard. That's another thing. In the other deck we were playing, the last Cemetery Tampering, there were a lot of inconsequential creatures that you didn't really mind putting in your graveyard, you know? In this deck, it's like, oh no, Faye. Oh no, Dreadhound. It's like, we need to play some sort of reanimation, but then that's more creatures we have to cut to play that reanimation. Sucks. I was thinking about playing Diregraph Rebirth in the deck, because you can play it out of your yard. But even then, I'm just not convinced. That's actually very good. Alright. Play Deathcap Glade here. We'll use all 3 of our mana. But opponent is looking like they are itching to counter a spell. They want it so bad. They are hot to counter that spell, baby. So, I think I'll play the Innkeeper against their Drawery Disruption. And then we'll Death Bonnet Sprout against their Drawery Disruption. Gain life, we'll swing 2. It's going to feel good. We're on the board, aren't we, son? Turn 3, 5 permanents. Let's go. All right, Revitalize. Let's respect that. Opponent goes to 21 and draws. I do have a card Foretold. So I see Revitalize and a Foretold card in this color combination. I assume that you're on some sort of hardcore control deck. We'll see. They have a Wandering Emperor mana. Let's get ready for that. Sprout mills a card, turns over. It's 3/3 now. Teachings becomes a duder. Or a lady. I don't know. Could be. It's Tampering against their Drawery Disruption. Let's see if they just use their Solid Coming they've got Foretold. Because they know how important this card is. Nope. It's on the table. What if they have removal? Could always Besage it away. I'm going to get ready for that. We didn't get anything good anyway. Wow, that was a lot of lands to draw in a row, isn't it? Let's get the Rutstein, I guess. Tangled Florahedron can be a land. And let's be very careful here. Let's not swing with the Prosperous Innkeeper. Give them an excuse to get a 2/2 off the Emperor. They looked in our graveyard. What does that mean? They know we're playing Jinnie. They take the damage. They go to 16. I wonder if they just Emperor creature. Endless Detour. Ooh, put it on top. Or on the bottom. Untap land next turn we can Dreadhound, but that doesn't mean it's not going to get countered, right? Yeah, let's put it on top. That's fine. Then maybe we can get a decent harvest off of it. But our opponent's going to sweep the board soon. So let's keep these harvests in our back pocket. So if they sweep the board, these harvests can only get better. Yep, there's Doomscar. Sweet. Now the question is, do we spend this treasure so we can tampering and harvest in the same turn? Is the question. Then we can't play Dreadhound, and Dreadhound's going to be really good if we harvest, right? See if they counter this tampering. Well, see how they could outside of negate. They didn't have it. Let's get the dog. I don't think I want to spend this. I think I want another turn. Burn untapped mana. How many cards in our yard? 7. It's not enough. They are considering removing the Cemetery Tampering. Here they go. Mtg, what do you think it is? I think it is. Nope. The thing is, if they remove it with the Mtg, that's kind of fine. We get a land drop off of that, and I will take a land drop right now. They are very methodical, if nothing else, aren't they? Okay. Cemetery Tampering procs. We mill a land, a Jinnie, Faye, and an Undead Butler. There's a Prosperous Innkeeper. Let's get that. What do you have? What is it that you have? Let's try and harvest. See if they do something. I think the harvest might be key this game to playing through this deck. Playing through the sweepers. Because you know they got them. They absolutely do. Gains a bunch of life that probably doesn't matter that much. They do have that haul, but I feel like if they activate haul, that's really good news for us. Almost no matter what the context. I doubt they'll let Tampering do its job here. We're on 11 cards in the yard. Sunset Revelry. They go up to 20, get 2 dudes, but they don't draw a card, which is the best part of the card. Tampering. Take action. Dreadhound in the yard and 2 lands. It's kind of poopy. Well, we can go for Dreadhound right now, but that is extremely risky. 3-color deck. Maybe they're not playing Jwari. I don't think it's a disdainful stroke because that hasn't, you know, like when we play Cemetery Tampering, it holds priority. That wouldn't happen against that disdainful stroke. Could be a Jwari, though. I mean, they have something. Maybe it's just another detour. If it's a detour, though, we blow these treasure tokens for no reason, and that kind of sucks. I think we have to try. 5 cards in hand, they very likely have an answer. Detour. Putting it on top means that we won't draw the land. We need to play it, but we still need to do that. Oh, man. Well, they can block up some damage here, but they still soak 4. And next turn we can harvest again. We can pay 5 mana for this harvest. Two more turns and this Tampering will go off. But we'll see if we get there. Taxing resources. Opponent has used 2 endless detours now. But they could still have traditional counters in their hand. Cemetery Tampering goes off. Another Dreadhound in our yard. That kind of sucks. We milled the Dreadhound into our yard. I shouldn't have done it. 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 Milled our own Dreadhound. But that's again, that should be fine, right? Harvest. See if they counter it. Cool. Again, they can't disdainful stroke that. They can negate it, but they can't disdainful stroke it. We're going to force them to have a sweeper here. I feel stupid for doing that, but I think it's actually still what we want to do so we can get to 20 cards in the yard. We're at 16 now. That sucks. That kind of sucks. Yeah, because we played the Ghoulcaller's Harvest. So maybe they'll put the Prosperous Innkeeper in our yard for us this turn. They Memory Deluge. See if they can find removal for the Tampering. They probably looked for a sweeper off of that, if I had to guess. We have 4 green. We have 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. So if we draw a Jinnie, we're looking pretty good. Even if opponent sweeps here. Can't win the game, I don't think. But we can come really close. Opponent did not put our Prosperous Innkeeper in our yard. 19 cards. Undead Butler. Let's swing. Wandering Emperor? If it's ever going to happen, I think now's a pretty good time. But maybe it's just like bounce spells or something. I don't know. Opponent can't be taking all this damage this, forever. So still need 2 mana to be able to cast a Jinnie and a Ghoulcaller's Harvest out of our yard in the same turn. That's an important benchmark. Need 8 mana for that. They march them all! That is interesting. Okay, so now that they're decayed, they still get to come back, right? Yeah, they oops. Undead Butler, they give us a nice. There's the Beseiju. Is that our last Cemetery Tampering? We just keep milling Cemetery Tamperings. 1, 2... There's 2 and there's a third out, so... Yeah. We can harvest again, but I really don't like that idea at all. At all. They scoop it up. I think they really don't like that they marched all those things. I really would have liked one more turn there. Opponent has 5, about to be 6 cards in their hand. And enough mana to Memory Deluge. We are going to get the Cemetery Tampering next turn, but that's barring any removal. They have enough spells in their hand. They probably removed something, right? The Dreadhound would have really helped, though. Lately. Alright, 3 lands? 4 lands. Okay. I'll take that. It's not terrible. Do something with this. Death Bonnet. They played tapped Hagra Brood Pit. That's a terrible sign. Blue Source. What are you? Is it just Esper? Esper doesn't usually play Hagra Mauling, though. They can. Don't usually. Extract the Truth. Nice. Take our 2-drop. They're going to take our Dreadhound, though. Looks like. They're just reading it. They don't know what any of the cards in our hand do because no one plays them. Yeah, you know you're going to start losing when you had a winning streak. Yeah, I think we won 2 in a row, so that can't happen. They take the Rutstein, which was actually probably the smart play to do that, so good job. We got a smart one. One of the smarty pants. Teachings. 3 creatures in the yard. Cool. 2 of them were lands, technically. But that's fine. We got some lands. Some. Hunt for Specimens is the play. Oh, is this the CGB deck from today? Is this the Grixis deck? Again, I've seen that deck. It plays Hunt for Specimens and Extract the Truth. It's a Grixis Bombardment deck that plays Invoke Despair. So yeah, I wonder if we'll see that deck. CGB Gamer here. It's Undead Butler. Got one creature in the yard there. Come on in. They block. That's what it's for. That's what it's made for. So you can block stuff and get deeper in the game. You'll play your 4th land. It's a Xander's Lounge, environmental sciences for a black source. If it's a black source, that means they have Invoke Despair ready to go. Yep, there it is. There she is. Guess we'll get Extract. Being able to get stuff from their graveyard every turn with Death Bonnet really matters. We can also do it with Teachings, but they very likely will have a sweeper lined up hella soon. So let's get ready for that. I'll Innkeeper just to get the. Oh, I played my land. I shouldn't have played my land. I'll Innkeeper just to get the treasure token. Should have played a Tap Daggeting's Awakening this turn. That would have been the play, but we didn't do it that way. All right. Smack him, put him at 16, get ready for the sweep. If it's a Shadow's Verdict, I will pound the table. Masker's a little better. Masker's preferable because we have a 4/4 Death Bonnet Hulk, you see. Invoke Despair. Sacrifice a creature. Sure. What else is in here? I should have really checked that. Yeah, we got stuff in here. Sure. Just as long as you have, like, a thing, I'm totally fine. Get another Butler. Get a Rutstein. That's pretty good. Untapped land would be good. You will not Invoke Despair off that Bombardment. Yes. Yes. It's Dreadhound, baby. Can we beat the CGB deck? Is it possible? Bang. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. Who's the true best YouTuber? Who is the one in best of one? You might ask yourself. All right, let's play. Let's get one more. This is a mono black magic deck. Only the difference is mono black magic would get it every game. We have not done it once. Opponent goes first. I think I'll take this. I don't think it's great. We don't have any real like key cards in our hand that I want there. Opponent starts on Goldhound. Hey, there's a Cemetery Tampering. That's cool. White Source. Okay. Sticky Fingers. Let's go. No removal. No Arena. I swear to God. Yep, that's fine. Totally cool. Having a great time. Having a great time. Bang, bang. 17. Opponent makes a treasure. Alright, so now that we're this deep into the game, what is the actual play? I like Tampering. Rutstein looked good, but I like Tampering. My God, we get nothing. We get like nothing off of it. What is going on, dude? What is tonight? Come on, dude. Jeez. Oh, boy. Alright, so what's your dumb play? Rabbit Battery. Okay, so it's just small stuff. I assume you were ramping into something with Goldhound. You are, though, right? Like, you're doing something with these Goldhounds. Well, just pop in for 3, put us at 14. I mean, we can't do that forever, but at least it's giving us some time. 4 mana, nothing? You don't do anything with 4 mana? Okay. It passed over immediately, too. That was kind of weird how it passed priority very quickly. We have a chance. Mill a creature that gives us a dude, so now we can block, theoretically. That's good. No attacks. Could have attacked with the Innkeeper. Why not have him go over there and smack him, but maybe I'll need it to block. I really don't want to do that, but... How many cards in our yard? There are 4. It's not a lot. Eater of Virtue? Dope. It's cool. It's always good to see that. Is this actually a Patchwork Automaton deck? It is, isn't it? It is. It is that. All right. You have first strike in Menace. Jeez, you got big all of a sudden, didn't you, bud? You're a big old boy. Jeez. What a good card to have right there, specifically. All right. Cool. What do we get off of Rutstein this time? Get a treasure, that's good. You can play Dreadhound. Mill 3, take that action. Cool. 2 creatures, one's a Dreadhound. So do we just play the Dreadhound? I know we want to play this Black Bloom Rogue as a land. I should have done that last turn, by the way. But, you know. Dev's a little silly. Dev's a big, fat silly sometimes. The other play here, by the way, is Jinnie into Teachings or something like that. And that way we get a token. But I'm feeling Dreadhound. I don't think this deck can remove it. It can block the Goldhound, but that might be dangerous, right? Let's get some mills on. Bang, bang, bang. That's 2 mills. We gain our life. Now, questions. Can we double block with the Dreadhound and the 1/1 token? Opponent now at 8 mana, and they come in with the Hound. We can go to 9 here. We can just go to 9, and that's probably fine, right? Is it worth giving up, you know, a token and a Prosperous Innkeeper, a Dreadhound and a guy? I think they want us to block with this Hound. They keep looking at it. Plus, them coming in so brazenly, you know what I mean? Of course, maybe now they can, like, critical hit and deal a million damage. I don't know. At this point, I think the treasures are fairly ancillary. What do we get off of Rutstein? I'd love another creature. We get one. Cool. Mill. Get a creature off of that, so... Oh, there's a Ghoulcaller's Harvest. Okay. We get 2 mills off the... Or 2 pings off the Dreadhound mill there. Let's play Jinnie. Let's play Teachings. Let's get the mills. We're close now. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get a free Dreadhound next turn. Or a free Cemetery Tampering next turn. I guess I want the big Vigilance, man. Although, maybe more toughness is better. Cool, we win. Dreadhound. Dope. What was their deck? Opponent goes, lands are weird. Two legendary creatures in our opener, but and a 6-drop for that matter. Are the lands that weird? They're pretty weird. This is fine. God, another Dreadhound? Another 6-drop, dude? Come on, Arena. You know, if content creators had stats, if we all had like 20 different stats to keep track of, like knowing when to mulligan would be one of my lowest stats, I think. I really do. I feel like I kind of know when to mulligan, but I'm always way too tempted. I don't think I make greedy mana bases. I don't think that I'm a super greedy deck builder when it comes to like, oh, this deck requires instants and sorceries and enchantments and creatures and you have to play them all on the same deck or it doesn't work. I don't think I'm a super greedy deck builder, but I'm a very greedy decide whether or not to mulligan person. I've always been. Because like going first is the absolute best thing you can do in a game of Magic. There's really nothing like going first. So especially when you're on the draw, like the one good thing about being on the draw is that you get to draw an extra card. So like, why would I put a card away if I'm on the draw and like negate the only advantage at all to being on the draw? I hate mulliganing. Like I hate it so much. But sometimes it is very much, you know, obviously the right thing to do. So, Jinnie, I just want to get you down. I just want to put you on the table. See what Light Dragoon does. Just only called Anvil again. But this one's playing Sanguine Statuette, which is interesting. You just don't see it all the time. Like, does this cost any mana? It's just whenever you sacrifice one, so. Maybe like Epicure, blood token, use the treasure to sacrifice the blood token, get in with Statuette. They just Anvil again. Now they have 2 Anvils. They're unbeatable. Completely unbeatable. this becomes like a war of attrition, we have a chance. Opponent's at 21, we're at 16. That's why they have a chance in a war of attrition. You might would have thought that I wanted the other black source there, and I probably should have gotten it, but again, to do Jinnie Harvest, we need 4 green mana, so it's not as easy of a decision as you might think. That's tampering. Let's go ahead and get the mills going. I mean, Farmer would do that too. I just want to hide something away. It's nothing but garbage. It's nothing but garbage, guys. These are not very good cards, are they? It's not great. I feel like we blinked a little there. We really needed to keep the pressure on, and I don't know. I'm rethinking that. I think Farmer's the better play, actually, but I would like more. I would like more mills, right? I'd like to put more lands in our graveyard, make sure that we have a land in there before we farmer. I think we've got caught twice tonight not having a land in the yard when we eccentric farmer, and that's painful. I mean, it doesn't even mill a land in the yard sometimes. That's a problem. Opponent really getting into the nitty-gritty of their various decisions here. Yep, you sacked a blood token. That means you can swing with both statuettes this turn. How you feel about that, buddy? We go to 9. 8, because we're not going to block with the Floridron. Oh, looks like there might be one more in me. We're trying to get to 2.5 hours. But these Only Cold Anvil decks have got our number tonight, man. We don't have enough time to set up against these decks. That's not actually true. It really isn't. That's not actually true at all, when you think about it. We did have second black source. I'm so dumb. But, yeah, the thing about these Only Cold Anvil decks is when they get starts like this, there's really not much we can do. Because that start is bonkers. Man. Two anvils in the first, like, 3 turns. That's very disgusting. I think we can all agree. They still have 5 cards in their hand, and that's after their land drop. That's nuts, isn't it? That's a lot of cards to still have in your hand. Have they drawn extra cards this game? Yeah, Deadly. Morbid Opportunist. That's a cool card. Nobody plays this anymore. It's so cool. Basically draw an extra card every turn, especially in this situation. Alright, well, we lose to Only Cold Anvil triggers if we're not careful in the next couple of turns. So this harvest really needs to pop off, and we have like 2 turns to do it, if that. So there are 6 cards in the yard, so we very likely won't get this tampering off. There's another harvest though. That's interesting. So we can get 1 creature off of harvest. That's 1/2/2 haste. Number 2. I still think we might be dead on board. I'll play Veil as a land. No attacks. Sack a dude here. Opportunist triggers. We go to 6. They're at 13. Is there a way? Is there a way? Harvest has to get better. Is there a way we can steal this game? And that means I can sack the blood to... God dang it. It's like the one thing I was hoping they didn't have was you know, another blood token. Just any way to get a blood token is a problem. They're letting us go. They didn't swing. Okay. We get another turn. What I would really like here is 2 mana, like the Teachings of the Kirin, something that mills for 2 mana. I think an open land might do it too, so we can play the farmer. Land or a creature goes in our yard, but it's just the one on the Cemetery Tampering Mills. They go to 10. There's another Dreadhound. So if we Ghoulcallers, we get 3 haste tokens. I think we can do it. The question is Dreadhound or Ghoulcallers. I think we Ghoulcallers. We'll at least do the thing one time and see if it works. So let's Ghoulcallers. They're tapped out, so they can't do anything about it. We get 3 guys. They're all 2/2 hastes that don't have Decayed, by the way. Let's just swing everything in because we're not living past this turn regardless. They're technically at 11 here, I think, because of the only cold Anvil. Do you have to take damage from this? No. Okay. So they animate their Sanguine Statuettes. Thought this might happen. We go to 4. Is there a way out? Can we win this? I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think there's enough creatures on board for us to stay in the fight here. Yeah. Yep. Kind of the way their blocks were set up, it was kind of perfect for them, but I don't know. We still have a chance here, don't we? How many mills are we going to get off of this? Let's go! Exactly 0? I didn't do the math. So, whoo! We did the thing. We did the thing, everybody. Oh my god. Oh, one time.